Greetings, survivors. This is Hell's Janitor. Welcome to another 7 Days to Die video. And today, I'm going to be showing you how we can turn this old and busted, dilapidated, broken down pile of rubble into a permanent horde and base, all combined into one that you can do from day one. You can create it from day one with basic tools, and it will do you for as long as you want to keep it. So we're going to show you how to turn this into this. Look at that. That's a thing of beauty right there. Okay, so working on the principle that we are going to be doing this as a day one base, all the way up to rebuilding it so it looks like the other place. Okay, so basic principle. The AI in 7 Days to Die, up to and including Alpha 19, will... Oh, God, that's garbage. We don't want it. Yes, it will basically, it will track you, and it will try and find the easiest way it can to get to where you are, using the path of least resistance. Okay, just using the path of least resistance. So what happens if you remove the path of least resistance? That's what we're going to do. This is what, in my opinion, makes this such an excellent starter base, all the way up to a full-on horde base. Oh, my dude, I'm hungry. That's no good, is it? Right, the first thing we've got to do is we've got to get in here, and we want to clear everything out. We want to get rid of it all. Get rid of absolutely everything. Again, this is entirely up to you how much you decide to clear out of the POI. Me personally, whenever I do this, and I look for this POI in my solo games and on my server, which incidentally I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, over at Twitch TV/Hell's Janitor. Link in the description down below. I'd appreciate it if you guys went out and, or came out there and came and hung out with me for a little bit. Drop a follow, come and hang out, have some fun. We usually play on the server over there, and all this time I was carrying my impact wrench and didn't even realise that I had it. We can scrap that. We can drink that, and we're carrying a load of garbage that we don't really need. Right, let's just throw it all away. We don't need any of this. The purpose of this is not to gather it's not to gather loot. Ordinarily, I would be going back to base and stashing all this stuff, but we don't want it. We don't need any of it. So what we're doing is we are clearing out the POI. You can leave that door intact if you wish. I'm going to leave that door intact just because I don't want to get rid of it. So anyway, back to the basic principles. Okay, so if you are in this POI, okay, the zombies are going to find the easiest way they can to get to you. So what you want to do, all you need to do, really, once you've cleared the whole thing out, made sure that there's nothing untoward, no horrible crawling nasties in there that are going to come and get you, because you don't want any of that. We don't need the iron or the stone, all that. So let's make sure that we've gotten everything. I mean, if you use your dismantling tool, you can salvage parts from some of that stuff. But I mean, I'm just doing this because I don't even know why I'm bothering to scrap it. I might as well just get rid of it. Yeah, we're going to leave those untouched for now because we don't need the stuff. So this is basically this is the POI, and all we're going to do is we are going to look at the bare bones of this. Now I'm using an auger because I'm on my own game, my own transferred server game, and I'm on day 191. So an auger will make this go a hell of a lot quicker. But trust me when I tell you, this is absolutely doable with just a stone axe. It will go a little picker with an little picker. Words, hell's words. It will go a little quicker with an iron pickaxe. It will go even quicker still with a steel pickaxe, and probably will go quickest with the auger. So we're going to use the auger. Now, the basic principle is that whilst you're going through and you're removing all of this stuff, which is what we're going to do, all of it can then be repurposed into other materials that you can use later on to upgrade this place into your own version of the Hilton Hotel combined with Fort Knox. I'm going to make it completely secure, completely and utterly zombie proof. Going to be storage spaces everywhere, and it's going to be your horde base come main base. Okay, so all we need to do to make this zombie proof, and this will work for day 7 probably through to day 14, by which point you want to be starting gathering more materials so you can do some more upgrades. But all we need to do right from the off is get rid of the top layer of all this destroyed stone, which, as you can see, is dropping sand and stone into our inventory, which is what we're going to need. So that's the top layer gone. The next most important thing, okay, is to get rid of the next 2 layers down. Okay, zombies will jump. You know, regular walking zombies, they will jump 2 blocks high. Up to 2 blocks high. They cannot jump over 2 blocks high. So if you remove the top layer plus the next 2, so essentially if we count that as layer 0, next one down is layer 1, and this is layer 2, we remove those, like I'm doing here. This essentially makes the building, makes the POI, or this part of the POI, zombie proof. There's no way for the zombies to get to you. Okay. Now, as you may or may not have experienced in if you've played this game a lot, what do zombies tend to do when they can't get to you? That's right, they will try and bring the building down. Okay. Now, in order for them to be able to bring this particular building down, the amount of damage that they have to do to bring it down is ridiculous. Okay. If you upgrade all of these support struts that are holding the building up, and you can see there's at least one here that's destroyed because these bits are missing, but we're going to be filling all this stuff in. But if you keep these support struts upright, okay, they have to destroy probably all of the support struts across. They probably have to get rid of at least the 1, 2, 3 that are already here, plus maybe sections of the back wall as well. And believe me when I tell you, they won't be able to. All right. So all we're doing is we're using this POI, and we're using the fact that for the early part of the game, we're essentially we're brute forcing is what we're doing. We're brute forcing. We're using the fact that the building is primarily made out of cobblestone and concrete to give it its added strength, which is obviously a really big appeal when you're first starting out. You want to be looking for places that are really fortified, and this one definitely qualifies. And the next thing you want to do, after you've removed those layers there, which leaves the zombies no method to get to you from out here. You might have noticed, by the way, that I was going around, I was destroying all these little metal spikes that stick out of the top here. The reason I'm doing this now is because they take up a block space. So when you actually want to build the place up, you know, you want to basically house flip it and make it look pretty again. The little metal spikes, the busted rebar, that's the stuff that you want to get rid of. The broken concrete, you don't have to get rid of that. You can upgrade that. I mean, I had just happened to have some concrete in my inventory. You can upgrade that straight away into concrete. Same with these broken blocks here. If you don't want to upgrade them to concrete, you can remove them. But one upgrade will turn them straight into a full concrete block. So all of this broken concrete, all of these broken pillars, all of these little busted bits of cobblestone and everything like that, every one of these, one click, if you have concrete mix on you, you can upgrade those. So all you're really looking to do is just to remove the broken stone. Now, again, like I said, if you're doing this from day one, all you want to do is remove these layers of broken stone. You can go and you can remove the next one if you wish, but it's really not necessary. You may want to remove it just to feel safer, so you've got an extra layer of protection. As you can see, the concrete pillars, they go all the way down to the actual ground, with the exception of a couple of them at the back. If you get all the way through it like I did, and you decide to remove every single shred of this destroyed stone, which, let's be honest, it's a pretty ugly material. You know, it doesn't look very pretty. And me, as soon as I was in a position to do it, all I wanted to do was to get rid of the whole lot. So you can get rid of it all if you like, and you want to be careful, because towards the back here there's a couple of pillars there that don't go all the way down through the destroyed stone. So when you remove the layer of destroyed stone underneath one of the pillars, make sure that you shore that pillar up and reinforce it before you go just randomly knocking out layer upon layer of destroyed stone. Now again, I'm using an auger. Again, apologies about the noise. I don't like the new auger sounds that they added to the game. I really don't. It sounds like Space Invaders inside a tin can. It's dreadful. But to my mind, it's still the quickest way to get rid of those. Okay, so it's looking a million times better already. Just get rid of all of that destroyed stone. It's already looking better. Eventually, you want to go through. You want to take it all the way down to this level here. Maybe you want to dig the next level out and then fill in all this so it's the floor is all the same level. Maybe you want to dig out this entire floor. It's entirely up to you how you want to proceed. But bear in mind, once you've done these opening steps, you'll have all the time in the world that you need. You've got as much time as you want. Right, now, the second step, in order to make this part zombie-proof, so you can stand on this bit, the next level up, without fear of being attacked. Why is there a chair there? Get rid of that. So you can stand up here and you can fight off your zombies. Obviously, if you leave a stairway here, the zombies are going to follow it. So whilst it will seem a little daunting to do this with a stone axe, again, it's very doable. It takes a long time. You'll have no shortage of repair materials for your stone axe because you will have just got rid of a whole mess of destroyed stone. So there are four concrete stairs which you will want to get rid of. Okay, which are those four concrete stairs there. Now, you can do this one of two ways. You can either stop right there and then you can block this area in, or you can remove the next lot of concrete blocks and block this area in. But for speed and ease, I think, as we've already got some cobblestone blocks already prepared in our inventory, we're just going to block that up. I mean, you can block it up with wood frames to begin with, and then upgrade it from wood to reinforced wood to cobblestone. Absolutely doable. Again, all you're going to need after you've dug out all of this is you're just going to need some clay soil to go with the small stones to make some cobblestone rocks. So you can upgrade that. But all we're looking to do here is to block in the stairway, which we've done, and to remove those layers of destroyed stone out here, which we've also done. Now, the next question, obviously, is, well, how the bloody hell do I get back in there? Well, this is where a little bit of AI cheesing comes in. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to go to our crafting menu over here, and we want to craft, where are you? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 ladders. There's our 4 ladders. And we're going to put the ladders on the outside of the building here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, as you can see there, I have deliberately left 2 blocks worth, 1, 2, at the base of the ladder. Okay? So the zombies will not see that. Still, the zombie AI does not see that as a path. However, with a little jump and a run, you can use it. And there you have your way in. Just like that. Now, this is obviously not very secure. I mean, if you were to do this on day one and you were to set this up as your base, you'd be absolutely fine. Nothing here to worry about whatsoever. The only thing to worry about, really, is accidentally falling down. So what I would recommend you do, again, I've used the creative menu to give myself a load of building materials. I'm going to fill this in with cobblestone. You can start by just filling this in with wood frame blocks. Upgrade it to wood to start with. You don't have to worry about taking any damage or about the blocks taking any damage because the zombies can't reach them. The early game zombies. But as you progress through the game, you will obviously want to upgrade those to a stronger material as you're able to, as quickly as you possibly can. And this is more really for your own safety more than anything else. It's just so you can walk around freely up here without any issues. You know, you're not going to worry about accidentally falling into a pit of flesh-eating death, which is the last thing you want to do when you're in the middle of a horde night, especially not when you're playing what is ostensibly a survival game. You know, the object of the game is to survive. So you want to fill as much of this in as you can, as much as you, I mean, leave as much open as you want, as much as you feel safe leaving open. The more you leave open, the more access you're going to have to zombies milling around underneath you, but also the more of a chance there is of you accidentally falling off. So it's it's very much a risk and reward kind of thing. You leave it to your best judgment. Me personally, I like to fill in all of this, and because I'm lucky and I have a little bit of concrete mix on me, we're going to take these bits of destroyed concrete that we can see because they look ugly, and we're just going to fill them in. Oh, in fact, we missed one right there. I'm going to fill that one in too. There we go. Right, get rid of all this broken rebar. You know, it gives you a little bit of iron in your inventory. Always comes in handy. Okay, and there we basically have the start of what will amount to a brute force day 7 horde base. Now, this you could use quite comfortably. You won't have any worries up here at all. On day 7, your game state shouldn't be that high. You shouldn't have to worry about anything exploding. You probably won't have to worry too much about spider zombies, but I mean, they may turn up if your game stage is high enough, and you shouldn't have to worry about puking policemen either. They should all be much later game stage things. So for the first day 7 horde and maybe day 14, this will be absolutely fine. But I would imagine that by the time you get to day 14, you're probably going to want to upgrade this a little bit more, which is the next bit we're going to get to. Okay, so we've gotten this far. Okay, we've got past our first day 7 horde. We're all good. We've got tons of XP. We've killed a load of zombies. We've lived. We're all good. Okay, the next bit we're going to want to do is we're going to want to upgrade this so we can turn this into an XP farm and a killing corridor. Before we do that, we're just going to explore some of the possibilities that we've got here. Now, when I play this and stream this, I normally play with my girlfriend, and we play on our community server. This area that we have here, you can repurpose this however you wish. Honestly, the creativity is entirely up to you. My girlfriend likes to have this as a kitchen area. We work in a team when we stream. And we have a very, very old-fashioned relationship in the game. Basically, she puts all of her skill points and perks into farming and cooking perks, so she can keep us fed and keep us healthy. And I put all my skill points, mainly to start with, into the intellect tree, so I can start concentrating on workbenches, forges, chemistry stations and vehicles, and also getting better deals from traders so we can maximise our loot a little bit more. But yeah, this is normally our kitchen area. I would knock probably... Is that a staircase there? I think that's a staircase there. So I would probably... I don't think knocking this bit through is the right... No, that's not the right place. That's the doorway. Doorway area probably wants to be about there. And we'll go and we'll fill that in. Yeah, we have that as a doorway. So from here you can see that's where we blocked in. We make that a doorway so we can run through. Again, it's not absolutely essential early on, but you will probably want to come along here, fill a lot of this in. I like to leave the windows in the same pattern as they were. Again, if you've got concrete mix, fill in your broken blocks. You can board up your broken windows if you want. You can replace those with bulletproof glass if you so wish. I mean, honestly, it is literally your imagination and your creativity that is the limit to this. You can set this up however you want. I'm basically showing you a very basic principle of the way that. Where did that block go? Why did that end up there? Please don't end up there. We have to get rid of that. That's in the wrong place. All right, there we go. So we're keeping the footprint of the building intact. You know, all of this will be filled in eventually, all the roof. It looks really daunting, but believe me, as you're playing the game, you're doing quests, you're gathering materials, you're coming back. It gives you something to work towards, and all the while you're doing it, it's keeping you perfectly safe all the time you're up here. Okay, so we've gotten past day 7. We're now looking to maximise this and make it more like an actual horde base. And this, if you're familiar with Jarwoodle's videos, the next step should come as no surprise to you. And what we're essentially going to do is we're going to use the bulk of the existing structure, and we are going to make ourselves a little killing corridor. It's more of a... Personally, I look on it more as a killing platform rather than an actual corridor. These bits, generally, I actually leave these intact. That one needs to go. I don't like to leave that one there. I'm just trying to work out the geometry of the building and how I normally have it. And that one there is normally one that goes. Those will go straight out from there, and that will go straight out from there. Yeah. So that's what we got. Let's pretty this up a little bit as well. Not necessary right off the bat, but this is the area that I use normally for storage. So I have this as an entire wall of storage boxes. This, I normally block this in, so it's all filled in. I normally just fill it in cobblestone. Doesn't need to be anything more than that. And then along the front here, you can do this a number of ways. I've tried it with iron bars and a door in the middle. So in later game stages, you don't have to worry too much about vomiting coppers and stuff. I found that iron bars doesn't work that well when it comes to the puking policeman. So what I've actually tended to do is I've gone 2 blocks like so, and then left those blocks open in the middle there, and I've used bulletproof glass, or rather, my girlfriend used bulletproof glass. Red, she used bulletproof glass in those 2 ones there, and a door in the middle. We keep that door closed and locked, and that is essentially, this is our main storage area and crafting area. A couple of workbenches down here, chemistry station along here, a couple of forges, a cement mixer, and then all the storage boxes on the wall, and a dump chest right in the middle of the floor right there. So when you come back after a hard day's questing, you drive in with your vehicle, you drive in under here, your dump chest is accessible from under there, you take all your goodies, you chuck them in your dump chest, and then you go out your base, up your ladder, because the last thing you want to do is be running. Oh my good lord, what are you doing, Hells? Get it right. There we go. All the way up. All right. Yeah, the last thing you want to be doing is running up and down with a backpack full of stuff. So if you take it all out of your vehicle, chuck it in the dump chest, which you put in the floor there, and then you can put it all in there in one hit, then run up here and be perfectly safe and take as much time as you want, taking it out of the dump chest and putting it all in your storage boxes against the wall. What I'll do is when we finish building this one is I'll take you back to the actual base that we've currently got built and show you exactly what I mean. But in the meantime, we want to start making the corridor. So what I generally tend to do, we're looking for the central beam. It's another reason why I like this POI, because it's really easy to center. So we're looking for the central beam from here. We're going to jump up there, going to place 1 block there. We're going to build that out across there. So we're looking at an area that's 3 blocks wide and 2 blocks high, which is going to be the area that we are going to stand and look at. Okay, and then just for ease, just because, you know, I want to show you essentially what a semi-finished place is going to look like, we're going to build this. We're going to build this place up a little bit. This is what you want. Ideally, you want to do this. This is going to stop you from getting messed up by spider zombies. Okay, because the spider zombies, when they turn up, they do jump, and the last thing you want is for a rogue spider zombie to jump up, get into your base, and start messing with all your stuff. So we build all of this up. Again, you can do this with wood frames, right from the start. Upgrade it to wood. Wood will do you probably for the first few days, the first few hordes. But eventually you are going to want to upgrade it to cobblestone. And the reason I normally go for wood frames to start with is because it requires cobblestone to make flagstone blocks, and then it requires more cobblestone to upgrade the flagstone to actual cobblestone. So if you've got plenty of wood frames, you may as well go direct. You've got plenty of wood frames and you've got plenty of wood. You may as well go directly from reinforced wood all the way to cobblestone, then from cobblestone to concrete, from concrete to reinforced concrete, and then from reinforced concrete all the way up to steel reinforced concrete. There is nothing whatsoever to stop you from building whatever you want to build from this out of rebar and concrete right off the bat, if that happens to be your the way that you want to do it. Me personally, this is how I did it to start with. I started from day one with no materials, same as everybody else does, and no tools. And this is what I built. But anyway, next important thing, we need to build this place up. We need to get up there, and we need to build a little. In fact, we may want to take out an extra layer of this, just so we got a nice run, so we can make our little step area for the zombies to get up to. Now, if you are unfamiliar with killing corridors, I will endeavour to explain how they work. It's essentially what it boils down to is it boils down to an AI cheese or an AI exploit. And what you're basically doing is you are tricking the zombies into thinking that there is a path where there is none. So you can call it a pathing exploit, you can call it a cheese, you can call it whatever you like. But if you're not a fan of this particular style of playing 7 Days to Die, then the rest of this video is most definitely not for you. I found it to be, because in my opinion, the strength of a horde of zombies is just way too strong, even against a brute force concrete base. A horde of zombies will demolish reinforced concrete walls in no time at all, unless you spend a lot of time and a lot of resources on traps and other elaborate pathing methods. This, for me, is by far the simplest method of doing this, and it's what I've done pretty much from the get-go. It's my favourite method of creating a horde base, of also creating what essentially amounts to an XP farm when it comes to a horde night. But yeah, there we are. So this is what we're looking for. These, you can leave these as blocks to start with. The zombies will make their way up there. Okay. You can turn them into steps if you so wish. It's the decision is entirely yours. Now, the next question you want to ask yourself is, do you want to make this so it is effectively a 3-wide platform with an actual corridor at the end of it, which is what I'm going to demonstrate here. So we're looking at this right now. We want to do this in such a way that there are 0 pillars. Now, this is what I currently have at my own horde base. Okay. You can do this any number of ways. I mean, once I've put this thing up, I'm going to knock it down, and we're going to explore an alternative. So we're going to go out 1, 2, 3. We're going to go out at least 4 from there. Let's get round to there. Make sure that you're using wedge tips here and you're placing them upside down, just like that. Okay, just like that. In fact, we'll go with an extra one. Let's copy that rotation there. Put that up there. We'll go with blocks here, here, and here, and here, here, and here. Very, very basic, okay? All connected up nicely. So what? Oh, hello. I forgot to add in the I forgot to add in the extra bit so we can actually get up there. Whoopsie hells. All right, let's do the same on the other side, because otherwise the zombies won't use it either, because they won't see that as a way to get up. So we go up here, we go up here, and we go up here. So here we have a platform that is 3 blocks wide and a corridor. Now, as this stands, obviously, this is not going to work. What you need here is you need your half blocks. Again, this can all be done out of wood frames to start with, and all of the shapes are available from the wood frame menu. Okay? So you can build it out of wood, then you can upgrade it to reinforced wood, then cobble, then concrete, basically whatever you want to do. I would not recommend leaving this as wood to start with. In fact, this should, I'm hoping this should be strong enough because it's connected to that wall at the back there. Yeah, that should be absolutely fine. And then just to make it a little more, well, a little less likely that the zombies are going to get stuck and start beating on the ends, we're going to use the wedge tips. Thanks again, Mr. Jarwoodle, for the wedge tip tip, if you like, for the wedge tip hint. And that's what we're looking at. So how this works is, these upside down wedge tips, for some strange reason, when Alpha 19 launched, Fun Pimps decided that right way up wedge tips were no longer going to be an AI pathing exploit. So if you put in wedge tips that are the right way up, the zombies will look at those as a path, and they will quite literally be able to run right across them without any bother at all. However, if you place them upside down like this, without this half block wall here, again, they will see them as a path and they will run right across them. However, with the half blocks on here, they still see this as a path for them to run across, but there's, as you can plainly see, there's no purchase for them. There's nothing for them to walk on. So all they will do is they will run along here. You know, the idea is that the wedge tip here is it kind of funnels them into the middle, and then they run off of here and they fall down here. And they'll stand there and they'll shake their heads and they'll kind of go into destroy everything mode for a little while. And eventually they'll get fed up with that and they'll try and get to you again, and they will look at this as the path. And that's their way in. We forgot one very, very important detail. Allow me to remedy that straight away. Another thing you want to do. Now, I would recommend you do it the way I'm about to show you. If you don't want to do it that way, that, again, is entirely up to you. You pick and choose which aspects of this you want to take on board. Wow, that lagged out real hard. So what we're going to do, so the zombies can't actually get at you or get to you, is you need to prevent them from getting in here. So again, we start with wood, but if you're that way inclined and you don't wish to use wood, you know, if you want to use flagstone, if you want to use whatever material you want, any material you want, but essentially all you want to do is put this in here, and then you want to upgrade that puppy. Now, this is done for two reasons. One, this will stop you from accidentally walking forwards and falling down the pit, and then the bar on the other side will stop any zombies from being able to jump in, walk in, run in, whatever have you. They just basically they can't get to you with those bars there. In later game stages, you will have to worry about spitting vultures and spitting policemen. So you want to upgrade that. Words. You'll want to upgrade that as much as possible. But that essentially is what you're looking at. You're going to want to do this whole wall all the way along here. Okay, so in an ideal world, you're going to want to have all of this filled in. Okay, all the way up to the top. Okay, you go out here, you go out here, you fill all of this up to and including those pillars there. And again, you'll want to. I mean, you can do it from the next level up. I mean, you've got stairs in the POI. Oh, that's handy. I can hear a zombie. That might work out quite nicely. Then we can see this thing in action. But yeah, so from up here, you want to fill all of this as much as you can. Maybe we can shoot some of these and see if we can get them to come over. Come on, boys and girls. Come say hi. That's it. I'm only giving you a little tickle, just a little tickle, so you can all come and say hi, and we can see our corridor in action. So we fill all of this up, and again, doesn't have to be. I mean, I'm using creative mode just because it's easy. You can do this in survival mode. Start with wood frames. Just fill all this in with wood frames. Now, let's go and drop down here, and you can see our corridor in action. Now watch this. This is great. There you go. There you go. So they're using that as a path to. They think that's a path for them to be able to get to you. Obviously, it's not. Now you can see what they're doing when they fall down the bottom there. If we go outside and have a look, see all they're doing is they're walking around. You can see there, we didn't need stairs. It will work better with stairs. But they will jump their way up there. They'll go around there. They'll fall down. They'll go into destroy everything mode. They may run forward and start attacking the pillars if you get enough of them. But that is absolutely perfect. That wandering horde could not have turned up at a better time to be able to demonstrate the power of this. And you can sit here with your day one primitive bow and your stone arrows and whatnot, and you can plug these guys. In later game stages. Molotovs here are great. Molotovs work really well. Pipe bombs are really good. Contact grenades are great. And I just noticed something. Has Alpha 19.1 come out of experimental and gone stable? Because I just noticed the new model of the businessman. I looked up at the top right of my screen and noticed that we were on 19.1 version B8. That's awesome. That's really cool. Right, there we go. We'll get rid of that guy. And that is ostensibly how your killing corridor works. All the while you're up here, once you've done that first little bit, destroying those 2 levels of destroyed stone, taking out and blocking in those staircases, or even, you don't even have to take out well, you probably do want to take out the staircase, because if the staircase is behind the wall, if you build a wall in front of the staircase, the zombies may still see that as a path and try and bust their way through the wall. So you probably want to avoid that wherever you can. But yeah, that was absolutely ideal. That has given us the perfect demonstration of just how good this POI is. Oh, and there's a whole mess of crap here that we completely missed. Completely missed it. I mean, I'm not interested in gathering loot, but look at that. We've got a desk safe there. We've got another iron desk. Oh, look at that. We've got some more ammo. Isn't that nice? We don't need that BDU top. Should we just for the hell of it, should we open this up and see what's in it? Let's have a little look and see what's in the safe. We got a tier 5 marksman rifle, and we got some 7.62 ammo. Very, very nice. Very nice indeed. But that's not why we're here. We're not interested in looting the POI. What we're interested in is I'm interested in showing you exactly what this POI can become. So that is one version of what amounts to a killing corridor. Okay. Oh, and I fell down. I didn't mean to do that. And we're going to jump back up. We're going to do that again. So I'm just going to fill in, going to show you very, very, this is essentially what your place is going to look like when you first start building it. It's not going to look like it's made out of cobble to start with, because you're probably going to be using wood frames, like I did when I first started doing this. But this, essentially, this is all you need. This is all you need, and this base will last you. Well, as you can see, I mean, my one, I'm gonna take you over there, and I'm going to show you my my actual base in a moment. But it's essentially this place is exactly how mine started. Exactly how mine started. And I will show you what I was able to turn it into, just from starting with some basic wood frames, a lot of building materials, and a little bit of patience. The beauty about it is that once you've done that opening bit, you've removed that destroyed stone, so the zombies can't get at you from the front, and you've removed those stairs and then blocked it in so they can't get at you from the staircase. So look at that in the distance there. You can see my lovely little green box of safety, which is where my actual base is. So once you've done that, all of this does not have to be done in a rush. This can be done slowly, steadily, at your own pace, in your own time, because essentially all the while you're on this level here, you are completely and utterly safe from zombies. Any zombies that turn up, all you have to do is they will follow the killing corridor. They will follow that path. You stand here, you take them out, or you just leave them be and just let them run in their endless loop over and over and over again. So there we have it. One more thing I want to I do want to try. It's gonna take me a minute actually to actually get this done, because that's a lot of cobblestone that I've put on there, and I need to go and destroy it so I can show you the alternative method, the much simpler version of the corridor. I'm worried I'm going to fall down here and have to go and run through all that again. So while I'm here, just let me fill in my ceiling. There we go. We're going to fill that puppy in there. Fill that puppy in there. So we have got one level of this particular POI, which is now completely and utterly habitable. Okay. One extra precaution, or one extra layer you can add to this, is you can add horizontal iron bars if you so wish. I haven't really found it to be necessary. I have them at the moment. I don't know if they're essential or not. I like to have them. It seems to work just fine without them. But again, that is entirely up to you. Oh, I really have got a very, very tickly throat. I'm very sorry. So what we're going to do now is we are just going to get rid of this. In fact, if I was using the developer tool, I could one-shot all of this and get rid of it all. But as it stands, I'm just going to use the auger. Right, so we're going to drop down there, and I'm going to run all the way back up. Destroy all this. I'm going to knock all this down, and I'm going to show you the other method that you can use as a much simpler version of a killing corridor. This one I really like. This corridor I really like. It's the one that I currently have on my base at the moment. That should probably all collapse. Beautiful. That was kind of what I was kind of hoping that's what would happen anyway. Unfortunately, I've now left myself with a whole mess of stuff that I've got to clear out, so I can make the corridor work again. So we get rid of all of that. I mean, we are recycling materials, so we are getting some materials back. But again, I mean, once you've actually decided on the particular corridor that you wish to use, then you know, you won't need to do this. I wouldn't recommend chopping and changing your mind too often. Yeah, let's get rid of that so they don't see that as a possible place for them to get to. Right, there we go, like that. So this is where the second option for a corridor comes in. It works on the same principle, upside down wedge tips, but then instead of using full blocks, this is where you use half blocks that are set to the opposite rotation to your upside down wedge tips. So you should be able to link those all the way across here, hopefully without a pillar, like so. We can get back up the top. Again, same principle applies. I mean, I'm going to destroy the bars so I can get out there. But essentially, yeah, same principle applies. Okay, all we want to do is we want to take these. We want to put these on top of our wedge tips, attach them to the wall, make them at least 3 blocks high. Like so. Just like that. And there we have the simpler version of a killing corridor, a killing platform, whatever you want to call it. Whilst we're also here, I will pretty this up a little bit as well, just so it looks like it's kind of a finished-ish article. So we go in all the way down there. You can make yourself a little pyramid at the bottom, so there are fewer flat surfaces at the bottom. Bizarrely, zombies will decide to stand there and bash against that solid wall So if you put a pyramid down there, it does kind of mitigate the damage. This is the heavy traffic area. This staircase here, this beam or platform, whichever, either the platform that I already built or this beam that I just built, and this here. These are going to be the parts of the corridor that are going to take the most damage. So they are going to be the ones that you're going to want to upgrade to the highest quality materials that you can as early as you can. The rest of it, not so much. By the time spitting policemen turn up and vultures and demolishers, you should be well on your way to having this almost entirely decked out in concrete. Almost entirely decked out in concrete. Let's get another 4 wood frames. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I'm using wood frames because it's what I used. And as we actually have the things in place, we can copy the shape and copy the rotation and just slot them straight in there. We already have the shape. We can copy the rotation, slot those straight in there. Now, the 2 bars aren't absolutely necessary right from the get-go. I put the 2 bars in there because I discovered, as I will show you shortly, that if you build this area here as a platform out as far as that pillar there that I'm shooting at, and you do the same on the other side, you can build that up to the next level and make it a little external room. Okay, you don't have to take it all the way out here if you don't want to. I built this wall out on my one, but I knocked that down, and then I came out as far as here, and I just basically built this as a square room. And then what I did is in here is I set up, this was another wall here, and I set up a generator bank, a battery bank, and some electric fence posts on both sides, which stretch across the corridor. And then I had them rigged here to trigger plates, 3 trigger plates on the floor. So when you stand here, it kicks in the electric fence. So the electric fence then works, slows down all the zombies, zaps them, does damage. You've got plenty of time to shoot at them, Molotov them, contact grenade them, pipe bomb them, whatever you want. As soon as you step off and you want to go outside, if there's any loot bags or anything dropped up there, or you want to go outside for a clean-up or do some repairs, and you don't want to have to be worried about getting electrocuted or, you know, making sure that you turn the switch off, as soon as you step off the trigger plate, it works just fine. Personally, I used this particular one when I first started out. This did me a solid up to about the first 50 days or so. Eventually, I knocked it down and I went for the platform with the wider corridor, only because the amount of zombies that turn up makes it a lot easier to get them all zapped and all there. And Molotovs, you get great value for Molotovs from there. The electric fences, they don't set off demolisher zombies either. So that really works in your favour too, as long as you don't, shoot them in the chest. Don't give them the titty twister, and you'll be fine. But there we have it, guys. That is how you turn this old, dilapidated, crumbling, destroyed POI, and we turn it from what we had into this. And this was all done over the course of these. Well, I mean, we're up to day 192 now. So you can see I've got a slightly larger pyramid to let the zombies up and in. I've got the high traffic areas at the top here, which are all steel reinforced concrete. Here's the electric fences that I was talking about, which stretch from both sides. There's the trigger plates you can see in there, which activate the fences. Okay. All of that destroyed stone underneath is gone. It's all gone. We've got a garage area that we put in there. I wouldn't recommend spending any time under there because the zombies will just basically beat down the garage door to try to get to you. So the area you want to be is the next floor up. I've also dug a pit and reinforced the bottom of it here so the zombies have further to fall. It seems to negate damage to a lot of the pillars that are holding the place up. But it's amazing how many of these pillars will actually be destroyed and the building will still stand. It really is quite something. My girlfriend has, she's got an incredible creative side. She's made us a sunken lounge down here, look, with a kitchenette area and a dining table, which is freaking awesome. I love it. That is so cool. You can see here, this is the area where we blocked in the stairs. She's turned this into a wet room and a toilet area. Again, non-functional, completely decorative. We've got a little office down here, desk, chairs, corner sofa. We've still got the outside here. We've still got the outside ladders, or I like to use trellis because I think it looks better, but it serves the same purpose. We're all doored in. Generator bank, battery bank, relays, electric fence posts. These are open and closed, so you can reach the wires easy enough from the actual platform when you're actually wiring the thing up. Bulletproof glass. More decorative areas here. We've got a lovely little lounge area. A little, I don't know what that is, like a little dining area bit there. We've got an office there. This is the bit I was explaining at the start of the video here. So we have our wall of storage boxes, the dump chest that's in the floor, which you can access from underneath. So you come back from a hard day of questing and looting and whatever have you. You don't want to be running up and down stairs and whatnot, unless you've got the gyrocopter, in which case you can land on the roof. You dump everything that you want to store in your dump chest. Then you come up here, you empty the dump chest, like so, and then chuck it all in your storage boxes. Okay, we've got our forges going here. There's our chem station, 2 workbenches, one for me, one for Red. Cement mixer in there as well. The kitchen area that I was explaining, which is how Red likes to have this area set up. She's quite the hostess, you know. Eat, drink, and rest. She's very good. She's very good. This is all active on our server as well, by the way. Which you guys, if you want to come and watch me Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays when I stream, it's a community server. You're more than welcome to come and hang out on the server if you so wish. So that's our little kitchen area. So I'm just giving you a very, very quick tour now to show you what is possible. So look, this is the area that we blocked in. This is where the stairs were. This is the area that we blocked in. Red has got a real thing about glass blocks. I don't know why. She loves them. And red, obviously. She likes the colour red, hence her nickname. Yeah, she painted and decorated all of this. So we've got our bathroom area up here, which she did, which I think is awesome. We've got a nice lounge and seating area here with a huge television. We got our bedroom, so we got a whole penthouse, open plan apartment thing going on here, which I really like. Again, it's all for decoration, but it just goes to show what you can do with a little imagination and a huge stack of paint. We've got our guest quarters up here. So, you know, we've got a guest bed. We've got a guest nightstand. All of this here. So I had a friend of mine who comes and plays with us from time to time. He joined us on day 1 when we were on about day 180. So he needed a safe place to come and hang while he could level up. So we said, sure, come and stay with us. And here we have farm plots on the roof. SMG turrets to take care of vultures when they turn up for Horde Night. All powered by solar, so it doesn't ever have to be refueled. Do have to come up here and check it periodically to make sure that it doesn't need to be repaired. Gyrocopter with our helipad and a little launch pad there, so we can launch straight off the roof. So yeah, and we kept the entire footprint of the building. So I built this entire thing out, and I built it out of, I believe I built it out of wood frames again, and then upgraded it to stone as I went. So it's very doable as long as you remember the basic rules of the of construction with wood frame blocks, which is usually don't go any more than about 5 or 6 wood frame blocks without some sort of a support, unless you go from one side. So let's say, for example, we had a wall here. You know, you go from this side and you build out 5, and then you go from the other side and you build out 4 or 5, and you meet in the middle. That then should stay upright, but don't put too much weight on it or it will collapse. So yeah, so you go from an old and dilapidated, crappy looking place like that into, how many dupes have I got on me? I haven't got 5,000, so I can't fall safely. I better not jump off the building. So yeah, we'll have a little, oh, shut the door, Hells. Keep the door shut. So yeah, that's just one thing that you can do with this particular POI, and all the while you are on this level, the next level up, or the roof, any walking or crawling zombies, all they'll do is they'll follow the POI path. They'll follow the AI path here. They'll follow the corridor because they will still see that as a method of them being able to get to you. And you will be completely and utterly safe. And there we have it, guys. So thank you for sticking with me for as long as this. I know this has been a little bit of a drag, this video. It's gone on for a little while. But if you like what you see, please like the video, comment on the video, and if you could subscribe to the channel as well, hit the notification bell. That really helps me out. I'm going to be starting doing a lot more YouTube videos on 7 Days to Die. I'm going to be starting my own series of 7 Days to Die coming very soon. A few other tutorials as well, if I can find any niche ones that I haven't necessarily found yet on YouTube, or any that are that possibly need updating. But yeah, in the meantime, guys, I appreciate you hanging out. Don't forget, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 6 p.m. UK time. Twitch link will be in the description down below. I'd appreciate it if you'd come and hang out. But in the meantime, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next episode.